As we know, staying home is becoming the new norm. And through staying home, it kind of, I guess, comes with a more free-flowing, less structured lifestyle. And that's okay. I think flexibility is super duper important during these times, and I don't think that anyone should really pressure themselves into a certain structure, also taking in consideration that other people work in different ways. But I think regardless of who you are, I think there is some value in creating a structured routine. I know that it can be difficult considering that there aren't, I guess, many instances for you to really wake up, meaning, you know, there isn't like a pressing demand or event that you need to abide to. So I understand that. I also understand that, you know, during this time, it can be hard to create sustainable routines, but I think it's really important to continue these routines because it's, first of all, very good for your mental and physical health, but also it's because, you know, there's going to be a point where we may have to slowly ease back into a sense of normalcy. And I think that by creating, I guess, a little bit of a routine can kind of help you on for the future, regardless if the routine changes, that you at least know how to stay consistent and kind of have your trials and errors here. So with that being said, here is a video on how to create sustainable and realistic routines that you can do to create a healthier mind, body, and soul. That we can do in the morning to prep our day on forward. I think first channeling what you want to feel in those times can really set, I guess, a more filtered out routine in which you can kind of focus on creating that set of mood beforehand. So let's give an instance, like a morning routine, right? Suppose that you want to feel calm, rested, and less anxious. Then something that you can do is really find ways to create a slower morning. Create a place where you can meditate, or maybe just kind of, I don't know, just calm down, maybe read a book, sip on coffee, and take your time. Things like that, even just kind of with maybe deep breathing exercises, or simply just having more of you time. I think that's something that you can be focusing on during, I guess, trying to channel that kind of emotion. Same goes for night routines, right? Like if you want that to be more of a place where you can dedicate for self-care, then do your self-care routine and make that your night routine. I'm a night owl. I know that's really random for a lot of people, and everyone's like, why did you just tell me that? And you are very, very valid for asking why I would say that. But the reason why I'm saying this is because in the context of me being a night owl, it would make absolutely no sense if I decided to make a goal for me to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning as my morning routine. That just does not make sense in my mind, and I'm not trying to say in any means that it's not possible for me. I don't want to put limitations, character limitations, in fact, to hinder me from growing as an individual. However, I also think that if I'm creating these routines, I have to be realistic with myself and know where I am at, and I can't strive for these really huge goals and expect for, you know, me to fulfill it at a time. By creating challenges that you can do, it actually kind of incites you to go on forward and motivates you to push forward, rather than creating this huge stressor that in the end is just not going to, I guess, fulfill you in the way that you want it to. I actually have a full video on motivation and kind of like why you aren't motivated, and so I'll link it in the card right here because it has much more in-depth way, and if you want to understand more about this concept, click over there. Tortoise and the hare, the tortoise won. It's because slow and steady wins the race. Especially when we're so conditioned into a certain lifestyle, don't really have a routine, and it's kind of all in this like more flexible, jumbled kind of situation. I think that it's really, really important for you to be easy on yourself. A tip that I would say is to integrate this more slowly is to create at least 1 or 2 things that you want to do every morning, and that can be your routine. Maybe it can be going and showering and then also eating breakfast. The simple things that you can do but is in order. Then go through that for at least 1 to 2 weeks and kind of feel it out before entering a third or maybe even a fourth task for your routine. I think that this is super duper important, and this is just, I guess, a little bit of a rough sketch blueprint. I think everyone works differently, and it's really how you personally feel out the situation. And so yeah, but overall I think it's really important to take it slowly, especially if you're trying to, get into a routine from your status quo. I know this is the hardest part of the video, just staying consistent. But remain calm, my folks. There is a caveat to this. I know that staying consistent can be hard, and I think that tip 3 actually is a very, I guess, helpful way into staying consistent. But I know that things can sometimes go out of plan, and so I think something that I really do want to stress is for you to not beat up yourself on things that you cannot necessarily control. For example, if there's a bad day, I don't think you should beat yourself up for not staying consistent for a bad day. If you fail many times to wake up on a certain time and you feel discouraged, I think more than giving up, I think it's just reevaluating what time you need to put on the alarm. That's just super duper important, and I think that if you kind of understand that concept, it kind of brings a huge weight off your shoulder that even if you make these mistakes, you can always get back up, just kind of knowing that. Now, I know this one way too well. I'm way too familiar with this, and so just thinking about it is hitting me at home. I'm the type of person where I'm so goal driven that sometimes I just keep going and going and going, but sometimes the answer is not to keep going and hoping that you'll reach somewhere, but rather to just stop, fix whatever's going on, and then move on back into a more steadier route. I think this is so apparent when you're trying to, really, really do things, but that just almost is kind of like you forcing something upon yourself. I think that if there's an internal thing that's happening within you, maybe your routine is not working for you, instead of just keep asserting that, believing that is right, just kind of taking some time to be like reevaluating why this is not working out, if this is still something I should continue or not, and just kind of let it go and move on. Bad days. I know we're all thinking about that one thing, and once again, I want to be a realist. I'm not going to shy away from this whole bad day situation. We're all gonna reach bad days, right? And it's gonna discourage us. We don't feel like doing anything and we don't feel motivated. But I think a way to kind of approach, I guess, bad days is actually to create a bad day routine. I think it's super important to prep your space when a bad day happens. Kind of prepping your space so that if anything happens bad, you always have a backup. I think it's important to kind of know possible scenarios that can happen. And I'm not saying for everyone to start obsessing over the little bitty things, because once again, routines aren't meant to be stressful. Even if it's a structure, that structure is meant to carry for a more free-flowing morning that can, enhance the mood that you're looking for, not to stress you out. That's like a huge pivotal thing I'm trying to stress in this video. And so given that, I think it's really, really important for you to just kind of, I guess, evaluate though, kind of what scenarios you might come through and just stay prepared. And I hope that that can kind of help you sustain your goals, but also give you a backup plan so that your day doesn't start out as crappy as it could have been. I actually have a video, this was like maybe my 4th video that I ever posted on my channel, which is how to get back up from a bad day. I'll link the video that I posted that time up there if you're interested to kind of see how I approach the bad day. I think we should start talking about just the idea of having nothing to wake up to. I think oftentimes routines, as I said before, can be this whole productivity and like prepping your day. And that's all true. I'm not trying to disregard the beauty of routines. It sets up your day or gives closure of a day. But I also think what's really, really important, I guess, through all of this is also just understanding that it's meant to calm you. It's meant to actually create a more free-flowing, more stable self throughout the day. I think that there needs to be, I guess, an intrinsic factor in creating routines, that it's not just to, wake up and get dressed for work. Even though that might be the case, I'm not saying that this is completely neglected, but for people who just really find that there's no purpose in waking up, I think there is beauty in just kind of taking some time to explore yourself. I often found that through routines, I was kind of able to feel less stressed because it's never in the back of my mind to like be doing something. I always had just an idea of what I can do, and it just made me I guess stay in the present, because normally my head is just always in the future and I'm always thinking about things that I need to do, and it can be stressful. A stressor, I guess, that you can eliminate is through routines. Now, finally, I kind of want to talk a little bit about mental health. Sometimes life may seem hard and there might be times where it seems meaningless to wake up. If you kind of shift the perspective in valuing yourself and looking at it as a way to value yourself, looking at it as a way to grow yourself without any validation of other people, and just kind of taking time to really just have you time, I think that in and of itself, maybe you'll be surprised by the results of finding why life might be a little more purposeful all along. With that being said, the video has ended, so thank you so much for staying through this bit of a video. I just want to say first that I'm super duper sorry for just like not really posting much. Like, I know that I was supposed to post a video last Sunday, and to be honest, I think this video really inspired me because of just kind of how lack of control I felt. I feel like the best of us, even me who posts advice videos, can go through this turbulence, but it's all about, I guess, applying the things that even I said to myself onward. I knew that I needed to understand that I had more control in this situation, and all of my frustration that I'm channeling and all the things that I can't control, but there are things that I can control. And I want to focus on that through creating this video in hopes to help you guys to create sustainable routines. I want to take just this week to post one video before I actually post next Sunday, because I do want to kind of get my routine back. Pretty much there has been a couple of schedule shifts that has been happening that just really just kind of ruined my jam with, I guess, routines that I kept for my YouTube channel, and so it was just kind of a whack. But I hope that this video can really help and inspire you. As I said before, this is my journey as well as it is yours, and I'm so excited to see everyone grow and really, flourish. And I hope that this video has been super duper helpful as well as realistic, and I wish everyone the best of luck with their routines. Anyway, I do post videos every Sunday and every Wednesday. I am currently posting my reset series, and so I will link the playlist down below. And with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next Sunday with a brand new video and hopefully a routine for myself for my YouTube channel. Signing off.